Hey everybody, welcome to Baffling Cyclops. I'm David.
And I'm Pepper Proxy.
And this week, it's rainy in Seattle, which is a shock.
Well, it's not a shock that it's rainy in Seattle. It is a shock that it's like heavy rain, like big drops versus just like a mist that doesn't go away.
It's true. And we have probably a 60 or 70-year-old plum tree in our backyard.
Yeah.
And every time the plums come in like abundance, which is every
other year, yeah.
Every other year.
And they're good plums. They're not like they're not crappy like plum. You know, sometimes fruit trees when you have them in your yard, it's not as good the output.
But this is old school. This is genetically modified fruit.
Yeah.
Plum.
Yeah, I think they're Italian plums.
It's at least 60 years old, our plum tree.
Oh, it's longer than that because Jimmy, our neighbor Jimmy has told us that he used to come into our backyard because this was like a fruit orchard and he would eat so many plums he would get the runs. His terminology, the runs.
Well, did you see that this week? There was a game show that had to be canceled where everyone was on like slip and slides, but they had to cancel it because people got diarrhea.
Yeah, I saw that. The first thing that came to my mind, because the photo that it was attached to the story that I read on the internet was
a
people
brown
covered
slip and slide?
Yeah,
No.
but it was people covered in mud, and I was like, wait a minute, did somebody get diarrhea from this giant slip and slide and then infect others? But I think it was more they ate or drank something that had. And it was serious. It was like worms and parasites.
Yes.
Yikes.
So the rain came this week and we lost another limb off of our plum tree because 2 years ago we lost 2 giant limbs off of our plum tree because the plums, when they switch years, so every other year they're in abundance, and when they were in abundance the last time, the dead limbs on the tree just snapped off. And they're huge limbs because they're so old.
Yeah.
So we lost another limb today. And
you are a plum hero, though, I have to say.
I was out there snipping plums off of it, trying to save our fence and our neighbor's kitchen window from
you did a great job.
Plum disaster, which is good.
Well, I have a little bit of a secret. It's not a secret. I mean, you can see it, but because we have squirrels and they're not very smart, and other rodents, I don't want to say the raccoons because they've gone away now because we got that stinky stuff. But I have two new plum trees growing from animals bearing the plum pits. And I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I think they're too close, so one of them was not going to survive.
Yeah, that's why I had left them both growing because I suspect one of them's been through a whole season. Mm-hmm. So I suspect the bigger one's going to make it. Okay. And it's not in any kind of plumbing line. It's not over the neighbor's fence. It's like not going to disrupt our living at all.
Yes.
I'm excited.
But our ancient one lost another limb today, and thank you to our neighbor Jimmy for coming down with his chainsaw and helping us chop up some plum.
I know. He's awesome. I love Jimmy.
He
nice. Fixed our fence. Like, he's done our plums. Like, he's a really great neighbor.
He's a great neighbor. So that was my happening for this week, is looking out our laundry room window and seeing the fact that our tree limb on our plum tree had dipped 3 feet, and I was like, oh no, not
sad.
again.
Yeah, but the good thing that the rain brings is just so much lush greenness. It's stunning.
It's gorgeous out there. It is gorgeous out there. Even as I look out in our backyard at the array of plum limbs lying on the ground, they're very lush.
I know, and the tribbles, we have little bushes I call tribbles because they look like the Star Trek tribbles. They're so pretty. They're like almost neon green.
Yeah, they're huge. So, anyway, you had a thought for this week.
I do have a thought for this week, but I also, before we talk a little bit about that, I do want to recognize the passing of George the monkey from TikTok. We've had a lot of people reaching out to us to just like let us know that they're feeling sad as well.
Yeah,
And
specifically Tim and Alicia,
yeah.
which we appreciate.
Yeah, he was just like such a ray of light, and I'm so grateful that I have a special message. You got me a message from George for Valentine's Day, because what's that service?
Cameo.
You got me a George Cameo, and you told Will, his dad, that I really found so much joy in George eating mealworms.
Right.
So they had a little mealworm meal, and George just was such a great TikTok star and just brought so much joy to so many people. And it's very, very, very sad, and so much love for his family because they're going through a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he helped us get through the pandemic, which I appreciate. Even though I don't think he knew he was helping us get through the pandemic, he certainly did, because it was
so much. I can't.
It was such a joy to watch him open those packages.
Read his instructions, throw his pampies because he didn't like them, and like do the zippers and have fistfuls of cashews.
And you were saying that that even other TikTok stars have really been talking about how much the death of George has really affected them.
Yeah, TikTok, they have big millions of likes.
As George did.
Yeah, like George. And they're people that I really like to watch. They're not just like the normal.
They don't live in an influencer house?
No, they don't. No, like Dawn Farmer, who's in the UK, and she likes to taste American snacks, and like people that I really love to watch as well. They're like devastated, like genuinely like upset, and it made me kind of feel better because I'm like, we're not alone in like being really sad about this little guy passing away.
He was sweet.
Very
He was
sweet.
a sweet monkey.
Yeah. But speaking of the internet, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about things the internet made me buy.
Okay.
And a couple of them are gifts that you've gotten for me.
So they're really things the internet made me buy.
Yeah, some of it. Yeah, for sure. So the latest one that you bought for me, and I don't know, spoiler alert, but sometimes when it's something that the internet made me buy or you buy for me, if I love it so much, I will buy the item again for a sister or sisters.
And the one that I bought you did buy for a sister.
For one sister, my sister Carrie, and she might hear this before she gets it, but they're those spy glasses.
Right. Well, I should say there's a meme on TikTok where someone, I don't know the source of the sound, but they say something like, I can't believe I'm with this person. I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
And people have used it ironically to show their spouse or significant other in like their worst possible situation. And somebody posted that meme with someone wearing these glasses where if you're laying down, you can see
laying down flat
at a right angle, so you can look at your phone without lifting your head up off the pillow or being in a sitting position.
Yeah.
Or holding it up, because the other thing is you could hold it up in the air. And
which I was having some trouble with my neck and that. So, I've been on medication.
So I saw someone bragging about how desirable their significant other was and showed a picture of them wearing the glasses.
And you said, "Oh, Pepper would like that."
Yes. She's already got her headband on. She might as well have a pair of right angle glasses with mirrors so that she can re-angle her head in a comfortable position while she looks at her phone.
And I have to say, thumbs up. And the headband we talked about before, you mentioned it, but the headband, I think I purchased that headband for all of my sissies, or almost all of my sissies. That's what I call my sisters. And I'm from a very large family. So there were a lot of headbands going out for Christmas.
Yes.
And the headband is like this little headband that has
a flat speaker by your ear so that you can lay down, and if you fall asleep while you're wearing it, it's not a disaster.
Yeah.
Like regular earbuds, they like wedge in there and you get blockage and,
and it
earwax and it hurts.
Yeah.
And this is just like a headband that has speakers in it. So if you fall asleep, and you can set your timer. So if you're listening to something, you set the timer, you fall asleep, it's not a big deal. And
or you're listening to get sleepy too.
Right. Your sleepy podcast.
Yeah.
You can listen to them. So you're now have like a total virtual reality setup now with your angled glasses.
I know, I'm Ready Player 4.
So you're good with that.
Yeah, so that was one of the items, two of the items actually, but there a couple of the other ones that the internet has made me purchase. There's some that are hit or miss, but I would say the first one from a long time ago were these eye drops, and they're called Lumigen. Mm-hmm. And now they sell them at Costco in a 2-pack, and they're $27 for a 2-pack. So they're kind of expensive, but man, do they make your eyes so white, the white part so white, and fixes any kind of dryness, because I'm hyper dry. I'm not just dry or very dry, I'm hyper dry.
You have notably dry eyes.
I have notably dry skin too, and that leads me into the other items.
So you're like a pepper desert.
I am. So the other items that the internet has made me buy are some things to help with the dryness of my skin. And the last one that I got that I also sent to a sister, Carrie, is the La Roche-Posay. I think that's the way to say it. But there's this internet, the TikTok, I think he's maybe on YouTube too, but I'm not sure, dermatologist. And I think he's in the Midwest again, but I'm not sure. But he highly recommended this La Roche-Posay Lipicar brand, fragrance-free, no fragrance, no color, nothing. But it is for really super dry skin. It's a cleanser, and there's also a moisturizer. And oh my goodness, you can use both products on your face as well as your body, but it's almost like liquid gold to me. So I can only use it on my face. Noticeable difference.
Interesting.
Yeah. But my sister Carrie, who lives in Wisconsin, she had 102-degree day, I think it was. And we were talking on the phone, and I was asking her because I told her she was going to see a difference in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And she told me she had to take a little bit of a break because when she put the moisturizer, it's called a balm. When she put the balm on, it made her sweat profusely.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's like a little mask.
Oh.
But then there were a couple of things, cleaning things that were hit or miss for me.
Okay.
Yeah. The one that I really like, I think it's called Feed something, but it's for wood. And it's like orange scented wood oil, almost like Vaseline. And I think it helps profusely with cleaning and making sure any of your wood products are like.
So would you say it's like wood Vaseline?
Yeah, it's wood. It is. It's
wood Vaseline. Wood lubricant.
It is. It's a wood lubricant for sure.
And what's it called? Feed?
It's called. I'm trying to look because a lot of this stuff I bought through Amazon. I think it's orange. It's called Howard Feed and Wax Wood Polish.
Okay. So the wood eats the wax. And it lubricates the wood.
It drinks it up. But do you remember we had to get a refund on one of them because I bought 6 bottles. 6 bottles of 16 ounces? Because there's like, oh my God, 6 bottle. I said that like I was from Ohio. Oh my God. Because I am. I love it. But I bought 6 bottles on Amazon. And I think it was like $50 for 6 bottles. But it's like, that's such a good deal. Guess how many bottles we got?
1.
I know.
Like a jerk.
But we got a total refund because Amazon said, oh yeah, that was wonky.
Because it only weighed like half a pound. The box that they sent us. So they knew.
Yeah. I think they did know. So yeah, there are a ton of other things that I've in it. The watermelon to give me the glow up. It's called Glow Recipe. Mm-hmm. I bought like this little starter kit because Michaela, one of the makeup influencers who I love, she's from Boston, I think. And she's like not your typical beauty influencer. So I would like her, and she referenced a different influencer and helped get her like stats up, but it was that Glow Recipe watermelon stuff. Mm-hmm. And the other one was called Innisfree jelly. I had to buy it all. I'm not going to buy it again.
Well, one thing I was going to mention in terms of watermelon is you and your friend Joe had an obsession with Christopher Maloney when he was in Oz.
Oh my gosh, do you remember? We did.
And there was, I have to say, there was pausing to look at what you referred to as Maloney's baloney.
I know, and I'm not that kind of girl.
You totally are that kind of girl.
Not really. I'm not. But yes, we had to rewind like 8 times.
And so I sent you
It was a nude scene.
It was a nude scene. There was lots of Christopher Maloney ogling.
Yeah, there was.
And but I just sent you a picture, speaking of watermelon, of him dressed in a pink pair of pants and a green shirt with, I said, watermelon-y.
I thought it was really a good, funny joke. In fact, I said you should tweet that.
And instead,
it was funny.
Mentioning it on the podcast.
Yeah. So can I just say, Christopher Maloney is aging well. Mm-hmm. I really do. I like the guy.
He has a French bulldog.
I like him even more.
See?
Yeah. He seems like a good guy to me. And he seems like he has a really good sense of humor. He's got to know he looks like a watermelon. Don't you think?
I don't know.
Oh, one more. Speaking of melons, one more product recommendation. None of this stuff is sponsored, by the way. I don't think I need to say that because our podcast is so small, but I'm going to say it anyway. Oh, I bought the leggings that were viral that were supposed to make your butt look juicy. Mm-hmm. I have a pancake derriere, which I like. I'm okay with it. But I put them on for a couple hours and then I donated them to the Goodwill. My booty wasn't juicy.
What happened?
What happened? I don't know. But Costco, those melon popsicles, so good.
Yeah, I don't know the brand name. But yeah, you like those... you love those popsicles. There's like a 3-pack.
It's 3 different flavors. I think it's called something like Maloney. I really do. I don't know for sure what I think it is. But there's like a green one, which is honeydew.
Often I'll walk in and you'll just be eating a Maloney's popsicle.
I'll walk in. It's Freudian. Oh
no! You're like, ooh, this one's my favorite.
I know, right? But anyway, I have plenty more. The internet made me buy it, but I think that's enough for now.
I think so too. All right, well, that's enough for this week.
All right, everybody, take care. Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. And to read our show notes, sign up for our newsletter at bafflingcyclops.com.